Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Sims 4 Covenant Legacy Challenge. My name is Ronald the Simmer, and this is episode 10. So, hello, guys. It has been a while since I last recorded an episode. I have been really busy with life, with work, etc. But I have decided today that I am going to record a bit to give you guys some content. So, I was going to do a mini movie this episode, but I decided not to because I have too much on my plate personally. But we are currently here, guys, with our mother seer, the Lady Regent of the Queendom currently, as she is sitting on Queen Arwen's throne. Now, right now, guys, uh, Lady Regent Nadine is having a meeting with the people at court right now, discussing the latest loss of Czar and, of course, them talking about the repercussions of executing Lady Isabel. Lady Isabel has passed away, guys. That was supposed to be a part of the mini movie, but I decided to cut it due to my busy life. But Lady Isabel has died, and her urn is with Queen Arwen right now. Lady Isabel Tarth. I have not laid her to rest, but her brother Malik is here, which is Isabel's husband. He's actually in one of the apartments that I have created, awaiting to, of course, get an audience with his sister, the Regent. But right now, guys, our queen, our teenage queen, she is in her chambers. Her chambers, guys, not the queen's chambers, but her chambers that she had when she was, what she was supposed to have when she was a princess. As you guys can see, it's in her old colors. But this is her chambers that she has been sleeping in. Even though she's queen, she's supposed to be moving to the queen's chambers. She's in these chambers instead. Who's been sleeping in the queen's chambers has actually been Lady Nadine. So Lady Nadine has been sleeping in here, guys. I even think I have her, let me see, actually. I think I have it set to her bed on, but yep. Lady Nadine definitely does sleep in the queen's chambers. She's acting as if she's queen, which she technically is because she is regent, but she's taking a lot of power in her niece's name, even including resting in Queen Elodie's old chambers, or well, I should say Queen Moira's old chambers, because they are actually Moira's chambers. But she's taken Moira's chambers, and she has allowed for her niece to actually stay in her chambers that she had when she was just a princess. But right now, guys, they're discussing the losses of essentially Czar. They're very worried. The court, at least, they're very worried about the implications, especially the angels. They are very worried about their brother Czar being captured during war. And the high ladies here, they are a little worried as well, as now Moira has won a battle, which is not going to look so favorably in the Mother Seer's vision. Hopefully tonight she will be able to win a war. And that's exactly what she's called her angels in here for, guys. She's actually going to go ahead and send them off at war. Not all of them, but just Raylan here. Raylan is going to be the one sent off into war. She's going to have Caphia stay behind, as well as Lady Freya and Persephone. I did give them both makeovers, as they are now ladies of the court. Persephone, of course, is our new high commander, and she has gotten a makeover as one of the ladies of court. And we have here, of course, Freya Sycamore, who is, I'm sure, it has been a while since I played, guys. If I remember correctly, Clara, Luna. Okay, I think Luna is a lady hand. Clarabella must be the lady knight. Persephone, the high commander, and Freya, the lady stewardess. I think that is how I did it. So yeah, that makes sense, actually. But yeah, she's going to go ahead and send Raylan off into the battle. Look at Tristan. Now, technically, guys, I have sent some of these guys protecting some of the castles that have been sieged down. So Tarth Castle, Tristan is there. I think Capheus may be somewhere else, but two of the castles that have been sieged down have actually been occupied by an angel. Lady Nadine is going to come over here and she is going to go ahead and have a deep conversation, hopefully. Doesn't look like she can. Let's see. Talk about tarot. Okay, let's discuss interest actually. So, Lady Nadine is going to come over here and she is going to go ahead and send Lady Raylan off into war. Um, she does not like the fact that the other opposing side has gotten a little bit of an upper hand in the war, taking one of their angels, which is definitely infuriating Nadine. I'm pretty sure the angels are looking at this as a sign that the goddess does not look kindly upon them, especially Nadine. She's a very religious woman, so she's looking at this as a failure to her own war status. And as you guys can see, she's not in her holy attire. She has decided to relax a bit. She's gotten a little bit more comfortable in the castle. And she is wearing her usual attire that she wears when she's at her own estate and home. But yeah, she's really showing her influence here in court, showing to everyone she is a very powerful woman, that she technically is the queen instead of her niece. But yeah, she's gonna go ahead and send Raylan off into war. She's gonna have this deep conversation with her, and hopefully, Raylan won't get captured during her battle. But we will have to see what happens with our lady here. Nadine is not going to take this battle lying still. She wants to win this in the name of her niece, and of course at the benefit of her own family. Why wouldn't she? So she is definitely going to send our lady off into war. She's going to she's basically going to give Raylan words of wisdom and encouragement to ensure that she has a safe battle, guys. So I'm hoping that she does. Well, actually, I'm Team Moira, so I'm in between, but I am leaning more towards Moira. So I wouldn't be mad if she did get captured. But we're just gonna have to see at the end of the day. Uh, but yes, guys. Lady Nadine is sending Raylan off into battle. Okay, guys. So we are back, and right now, Lady Nadine has come over here to Gibbous Hall, which is a new place in the castle that I have built. And this basically apartment is essentially for any like husbands of high ladies. So any husbands of high ladies, they come in this hall to stay here. Or it could be really any guest. So this basically is like a guest apartment. But sometimes I may want the husbands to stay at court, so I created this place for them. And right now, this husband belongs to Lady of course, Isabel, who has passed away. So he's probably grieving the loss of his wife very, very deeply. Now, I was going to have this whole ordeal inside of the mini movie, but I decided not to, of course, like I keep saying, because I just keep repeating myself. But he is very upset with his sister. He is very upset with his sister. One of the many things that he's probably saying in this moment is that, how could you take away my wife, the mother of my children? You know, we are alone in this world now. And of course, in the Queendom of Sirius, guys, as we all know, men have very, very little power. There's only a very few select who have power, like the fathers of queens. They are the ones who have a little bit more freedom than most of the men in this country. But most men are kind of under the whims of their wives, and how they go about using their money is, you know, they have to follow their wives. Of course. Right now, Malik, he's yelling at his sister, who he used to be very, very close with, guys. They had like a full bar relationship when I checked it last time. They were very close when they were children as well. But of course, as we can see, guys, her role as high as the Lady Regent, a high lady, as well as the Mother Seer, is taking a toll on her relationship with her younger brother here. Malik is very heartbroken by the loss of his wife. He is essentially telling his sister, how could you take away my children's mother? Look at him. He looks so heartbroken, guys. He looks so heartbroken. How could you take away the mother of my children? What will the people of Tarth think? because all of these high ladies, they have fiefs of their own, they have estates of their own, and in their estates, I'm pretty sure there are low-born people there, and they're probably wondering why their high lady was executed on orders for supporting another queen. I'm pretty sure the people of Tarth are very upset right now, especially with the crown, considering that their high lady has passed away, was executed. Lord Malik, he um he even stated, guys, that he was going to take his children, and he was going to teach his eldest daughter, which is Mara. She's actually right here, Mara Tarth. He was going to take her back home and teach her in the ways of governance, because Mara, guys, is technically a high lady now. She inherited the estate of Tarth, so she's a high lady Mara. She's Lady Mara. She's no longer a mistress. I would have to actually give her title change, but Mara is now the high lady of Tarth, and he was planning on taking his daughter back home to basically grieve the loss of their mother and to teach her in the ways of governance. But Nadine quickly has put a stop to that, and she said that there's no need for that. Tarth is basically run down. It has, the estate has been run down right now due to the sieges that happened at Tarth Castle. She right now has, I think, Capheus or Tristan there guarding Tarth Castle, to make sure there's no one that's going to try to retake it back. And she already, all of her nieces are already here. Her nephew, Kadira, Mara, Aliana, and Ali, they're all here right now in a different hall of the castle. But they are here. And Nadine is basically going to hold her brother and her nieces and nephew hostage, to have an upper hand in the war, of course. Because as we all know, Isabel and her family supported Queen Moira. And because of that, they are suffering. Because if they go back home, there is a potential chance that the Tarts can regain their strength back and they can join Moira again, which Nadine is very much in fear of. So she is basically telling her brother that he cannot leave court. He is to stay here, permitted by the Lady Regent, and that her nieces and nephew have a place here at court with her, with the princesses. They can grow up together, but they can never leave this castle. They can never leave this castle, not while Moira lives. So her and her brother are having an argument, and I'm pretty sure Malik is so disappointed in his sister because, to be honest, there was many ways to basically subdue Isabel instead of executing her sister-in-law. She could have easily kept her in the dungeons for longer, until the war ended, and maybe forgiven her for her treasonous actions. Of course, we already tried to make Isabel a part of the council. She refused, essentially becoming a martyr. I'm sure Moira's camp is feeling this devastation. But yes, guys, Malik, he's I feel like one of the words that was going to be said in a mini movie, guys, was that, one of the last things he said to his sister was that he was essentially comparing his mother and Nadine together, essentially saying that, well, he was saying how from the time Arwen was a baby, High Lady Margaret, the previous Mother Seer, trained or prepared herself and trained her children, Nadine, Malik, and of course Cyrus, to one day put Arwen on the throne. That was always kind of like, even though Margaret, she would have never betrayed the queen at the time, she always prepared just in case that Arwen would become queen. Everyone in the Tarth, well, not the Tarth family, but the Bennett family kind of had the idea that Arwen would one day become queen in their heads. And she was basically telling that to Malik and saying how we shouldn't have this war going on and stuff like that. Moira should become queen. And she essentially told him that this was their mother's idea the whole time. Like, this. She's told us when we all lived under her house as one, Arwen would one day become queen. But Malik replied back in that same sense that, yes, that may be true, sister, but I can tell you one thing. a mother would have done it much more smoothly than you did. Essentially calling her actions very reckless, impulsive, and disgusting. You know, she killed her own sister-in-law because of a petty refusal. You know, but I can see why Nadine did it. It was to assert power and dominance, which she kind of succeeded in a way because she's gonna be more feared now. People are not gonna mess around with Nadine. She's an effective regent, I would say. Um, but yes, guys, Malik is he's dusting his. He's going to stay at court, guys. He has no choice. He is being locked in the castle. He's under hostage, but that is the way things are going right now, guys. We are having rifts within the Bennett family, and I do not think that Malik is very happy about this. It's a very, very sad predicament, but it is the way things are going. Nadine did something very tragic to her brother. Hopefully one day he may forgive her, but if I was him, I wouldn't forgive her. You guys, as I was setting up for the next action in this episode, Moira has sent a letter to Queen Arwen. And I find this very fascinating because I wonder what this letter could be about. My thoughts, I really feel like Moira is asking Nadine, not Nadine, but Arwen directly to bend the knee. Instead of asking Nadine, who she knows is corrupt and more so out for power than the best interest of her niece, she's going straight to the source, her sister, who she does love very dearly, and asking her to please bend the knee. I mean, you guys can also give me your own thoughts, and I'll take them into consideration, and I'll actually see what best fits the story. But I feel like this best fits the story. I feel like she would actually ask her sister directly, bend the knee, submit to me. You know this is wrong. This is my crown. This is my throne. You took what was mine, sister. So maybe she's trying to do one last plea before basically they end up going totally separate ways, which is very sad. But I just wanted to pop in and show you guys this. Tell me what you guys think about this. Okay, guys. So right now we have Lady, or not Lady, but Queen Arwen right now at, I forget what this is called. I think it may be called the Moon Apartments. I could be wrong. But this is where the children will sleep in the future. So like when we have like young ladies coming to court, young mistresses is what I should say. Because technically all of these children are mistresses and masters, with the exception of Mara, because she is now a high lady. She lost her mother very, very young. But what is this? Oh, what are you doing? Okay, you're going home like I told you. Good. But yeah, this is where the children will sleep in the future, like the old moon apartments that we used to have in the old castle where the young girls would sleep. This is basically the same thing, but it's a little bit more toned down than before. I have not selected a high lady for this, or a mistress for this position. So right now it is just going to be like this for right now. I think one of our lords, well, one of our concubines actually is looking over this area right now, this apartment, due to the fact that we're at a current state of war. So adding new ladies to the retinue is not the best thing right now, considering we are at war. The angels is one thing, but adding a whole new set of women is another. So here we have I guess I'll start off with, of course, the Tarth children first, which is Queen Arwen's cousins, her first cousins. This is Mara, the eldest. This is, I'm pretty sure, the twins, Ali and Aliana. But they are here. It's really good that Lady Isabel had two daughters, just in case of her line ended. And then we have, of course, Kadira Magana. And right beside Kadira Magana is her daughter. I forget this one's name, Vesta Magana. So there we have it. We have the Maganas and, of course, the Tarths. So, guys, right now, our queen is coming over here in sympathy, talking to her cousins, of course, and Kadira Magana. Oh, sorry. and Kadira Magana. And then she also brought her sister, Princess Hestia, with her to kind of come talk to her cousins, and of course Kadira and Vesta. But right now she's over here out of sympathy, feeling sorry for her cousins and wanting to give them their condolences. She is not in agreement with what her aunt is doing, but she doesn't have much say, as she is just a child. And Lady Nadine is doing all of this in the name of her niece. But of course, as we all know, Arwen is not in agreement with it. And as we all just seen, she just got a letter from her sister Moira. And I'm pretty sure that Queen Arwen is feeling immense guilt for what's going on. And I feel like she would ignore her sister's message. She would read it, but she wouldn't reply back. And I feel as if that is the case because she knows the outcome and she knows what her sister is probably requesting of her. So she is not going to probably open up her letter that was sent by possibly a raven, a crow, I should say. And she's probably going to just sit idly by and allow things to happen as they are, because she is scared for the outcome if she does probably bend the knee. If it's kind of a lose-lose situation, she could possibly face execution, lose everything that she holds dear. It's very, very sad for Arwen, but that is the way things are going currently. And as you guys can also see, if I can find him, this is little Merlin, a cat that the Tarts actually had. I've been having this cat with them for like about the past 2 episodes. I just never said anything, but they do have a pet cat. I feel like this is Mara's little cat. Of course, these cats that they have adopted do not have the spirit of the familiars. As we all know, they are very divine beings, and in at least Dune Dust, and I forget the other cat's name. Oh, that's so bad. Duskfire, Dune Dusk and Duskfire. They have very intelligent spirits within them that come from the old world, helping to guide the royal family in their journey, being queens of Sirius. But these cats, they are earthly beings. They technically are earthly beings. The other cats are technically also earthly beings, but they have the spirits of very intelligent beings within them, coming from the old world, guides of the old world to help guide the royal family and the witches in this world. But I did create this cat, guys, with the intentions of hopefully getting Dune Dust pregnant with Merlin's child, so that one of the familiars can carry on their very intelligent bloodline to hopefully give future queens and princesses familiars in the future. So one thing I will do, guys, is actually encourage. Oh my god, I forgot. I guess I'll do this off camera. But I did update some of my mods, so MC Command Center kind of restarted over. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and update some of those mods. But I will keep in mind, guys, I will get Dune Dust pregnant. Probably off camera. Hopefully her and Merlin can try to have a litter of kittens that will hopefully be passed around throughout the family, the royal family at least. But yes, like as I was saying before, guys, Queen Arwen is very, very devastated about what's going on within her family, and right now it looks like the other cousins have left the moon apartments. Well, she went to the restroom really quickly, which is understandable. But right now she's talking to Mara, probably offering her condolences to her first cousin. They aren't very close. Considering that Arwen did not grow up with any of her cousins. She kind of had an isolated life at Moonstone Castle. Being raised by her mother, she didn't have a lot of friends because none of her ladies really came around, as sad as that is. I'm hoping that would change in this new upcoming queen. But so she really didn't. She really doesn't have a bond with her cousins, and of course, she doesn't know Kadira Magana. She just met her. This is not even a cousin to her. This is like some. Yeah, I don't think that they're related at all because, yeah, they're not, because Lady what's her name? Lady Clara is not related to Queen Arwen, but this is Hera's cousin. Kadira is Hera's cousin because, of course, as we all know, or you may not know, Lamont Magana is her father, which is also very interesting. And they have a lot of different connections within the royal family, but the Kadira is definitely not Princess Queen Arwen, I should say. That's not her cousin. Um, Hestia here is, of course, joining in on the discussion here. I don't feel as if Hestia is that sympathetic towards this situation. I mean, I feel like she is, but she's not overly sympathetic because in her mind, Isabel should have bent the knee and she didn't. So she suffered the consequences. I feel like she would kind of be a little coy in her responses and giving her cousin Mara here her condolences and what's going on, not truly being, down about it, but more so telling Mara what her mother should have done instead of just being like, I'm so sorry about the passing of your mother. Whereas Aaron, I feel she's much more relatable and she's going to kind of give her condolences to Mara and be an actual cousin to her and tell her how much she's sorry for what happened to her mother. And if she could have done anything, she would have changed it. She would have made it to where her aunts would have never executed Isabel. It's a very, very sad thing, but it is the way things happened, very, very sadly. But tell me what you guys think about the new Moonstone. Well, not the Moonstone Castle, but the new Moon apartments in Castle Elodie. I really love the way it turned out. I feel like it's very quaint but effective for future young mistresses that will eventually move into the castle. I feel like it's a really, really nice place for anyone to live. I also did a few other things off camera. Like this room right here, guys. This is a future room for future princes slash princesses. So like any secondary princes or princesses that may be born or royal children, if they're moving into the castle, this is where they will sleep. I feel like it's a really nice, and I like the way this turned out as well. I feel like it's a little bit regal. And then I made two rooms here for basically Hestia and Hera. I will show you that when we head back over to the main court, because actually now, guys, it is time to see whether or not it's now time to see whether or not if they have won this next battle. And Hestia and Mara are jokesters, huh? Sure. Maybe Hestia was talking to Mara and she was like, haha, yeah, maybe your mother should have bent the knee and maybe this would have happened. Maybe she brushed it off as a joke. And maybe Mara begrudgingly was accepting towards a joke, but I don't really feel like she would be. I feel like she would definitely probably be a little bit upset with her cousin Hestia. That's probably why she went into the room, guys, drinking water in the room by herself. She's probably or this looks like milk actually, yeah. Drinking a bit of milk in the room by herself because she's a little teed off with her cousin Hestia, or I should say peed off. And yeah. Arwen probably is looking at her sister like, oh my god, you're so rude. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys at the dice. Okay, guys, so here we are at the dice, and we are going to go ahead and roll to see whether or not either Princess or Queen Moira or Queen Arwen will win this war. So I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to bring this dice out. And from what I remember, I'm pretty sure Arwen has the odd numbers and Moira has the even numbers. So we will roll to see whether or not Queen Moira or Queen Arwen has won this next battle. 1, 2, 3. Oh. It looks like Arwen has won this battle, guys. She has of course the odd numbers. So as we all know, Arwen is winning this battle so far, which means there's a 3. Oh wow, she's really winning because she so far has 3 battles won out of 4. I'm hoping that Moira can win, because if the next battle is in Arwen's favor, then she will win the war. Also, guys, we have to roll to see if our not a high commander, but Lady Raylan, one of the angels, will survive in battle. I'm hoping she does because I don't want to lose any of the angels, but she is off at war, so we do have to we have to roll for her. And we also have to roll for Lady Marcella, guys, because Marcella is currently at war. She's off in battle. She came back and she went right back off to battle. So we're rolling for two people. So as we all know, 2, 8, and 16, your sim dies. So let's roll for Raylan first. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so guys, Raylan died at war, which is very, very sad. She won the battle, but she died at war. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so next one is Lady Marcella, of course. So she's currently pregnant, guys. So fingers crossed she survives. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so Marcella survived. Maybe Marcella wasn't the one who killed Raylan. Who knows? But tell me guys what you think about that. Raylan has passed away. I got to get all of that set up. It's gonna be very, very sad. I was planning on having someone captured, but you can't really get captured if the person who's at war is dead. They won the battle, but one of their commanders did die in battle, sadly. Okay, before I do go ahead and start the next segment of the episode, I just wanted to show you guys the new things that I have basically done in the castle since I've been gone. But this right here is Princess Hestia's chambers. I think I like the way this turned out. I think it looks very nice in here. It fits the colors for the third born princess. So I like the way this turned out. Next to her room is Princess Hera's chambers. It has very much blacks and blues in here, which kind of gives the vibes of the fourth born princess. But this is the way her chambers looks. Is, you know, they have two completely different looks, but I feel like it is very much suited for both of our princesses here. And of course over here we have the princeling chambers, or the princess chambers, however you want to say it. But this is where the like lowborn princes and princesses, or royal ladies and lords, will basically stay if they're in the castle. And over here, guys, is where I will do my portraits. This is where my future portraits will be made, guys. So this is where all of our ladies, they would get their like portraits made and taken. I wanted to actually give like a dedicated room towards it, so this is what I came up with. But I don't know if it's just me, guys, but I've been having a lot of trouble with my paintings lately, to where they would just go blank every time I make one, and I hate that. I don't know if it's like a glitch. I hope the Sims 4 glitch fixes it. But for the time being, I have saved basically all of our ladies in this generation, to hopefully eventually get portraits taken of them, because I wasn't able to get one taken of Isabel, even though I tried to. But every time I would take one of her and I would save out the game, it would just go blank. So for the time being, guys, I am just going to save all of our ladies to my personal gallery, and when I get a chance, I'll just go back and take portraits of them whenever the Sims fixes that glitch, because it's really irking my nerves. Everything irks my nerves in the Sims. But hopefully they will go ahead and fix that glitch to where I can actually make portraits of them and put them on in the crypts. I don't know if you guys could see in the last few episodes, I did have portraits put up of both Moira and Arwen in the royal crypts here, but they disappeared. And like when I saved out the game, they went completely blank. So I just didn't even worry about it. I just saved all of my Sims that need portraits to a household, and hopefully when the time comes and they fix that glitch, I'm able to take portraits and actually hang them up in their castles and stuff like that, because I want to make sure that I remember all of these ladies in generations to come without having to look at YouTube videos to essentially see where all the generations come from. But these are the two rooms that I like the extensive decorations on. You guys seen these rooms as well, the Moon Apartments and the Gibbous Hall is what it's called. And I think you guys didn't see this, but I created another room for probably other princesses, like higher up princesses that don't have enough rooms. This is where they will stay. Maybe this might be strictly for princesses, and the other room downstairs will be strictly for males. So I haven't decided yet. But this is another room that I decided to make for some princesses here. I even put a fountain right here and dead in the center, going into the queen's chambers. I even have the old portrait of Queen Orlin when she was an elder, just right here beside the queen's chambers. So that is so far what I've done off screen. I did a little bit of decorating here and there, in the past 2 weeks that I've been gone, because I've been so busy with school and work. It's about that time, y'all. It's about that time of the year where I get busy with school and work again. I apologize for my delays, but you know, hopefully in the next 2 years or so, I won't be in school anymore. I think maybe by next year I might be graduating and become a nurse. So fingers crossed for me, guys. But yes, I just wanted to go ahead and show you all what I've done off screen since the last episode. Okay, guys, so right now Queen Arwen is sitting upon her throne with, of course, her aunt beside her and her father, as they have, of course, gotten the news that they have won the battle, but by the tragedy of the goddess, one of the commanders, Raylan, died in battle. One of the Queen's Guard, the new Queen's Guard, has died in battle. Raylan is no longer with us. She actually has not been killed in game, guys. I'm gonna save that for next time we're with the with Arwen's camp, because I am gonna end this episode off here, guys. But we're gonna have like a funeral for her and everything. We might even make like a separate crypt in a castle for our Queen's Guard. I feel like that might be an actual good thing to do when I think about it. But yes, Arwen has told the court from news that Nadine has gotten that that, of course, Raylan, one of the angels, one of the defenders of the goddess and the new royal family, has passed away during battle defending her crown, the queen's crown and country. I'm sure the sisters, look at them. They're emotionally starving, but we're going to pretend like they're very much heartbroken. But essentially, that was their sister, guys, and they just lost their sister. They have gotten their first taste of death and the cost of war. They were very much already worried about Czar, and now they are going to be very much worried about they're going to be very much worried that Raylan has now passed away. The fairies, the angels, have already been kind of questioning things since Czar's capture, but now they're definitely going to be questioning things now that Raylan is dead, that she's passed away. I feel like this discontentment is going to start forming, and there's going to be a lot more questioning happening. I feel like next time we come to next time we come to Arwen's court, next time we come to the Bennett camp, there's definitely going to be more questioning with Lady with Lady Nadine. She has a few plans, guys, and I won't tell you those plans until we come back over here. But the angels are very much sad right now. They are terrified at the fact that one of their sisters was killed. Actually, the only other no, they have one more. Technically, if I can, well, she's not here, but let me see. Actually, if I go here, friends, the only friend she has is Clarabella, interestingly enough. But Clementine, here she is. Clementine is the last sister out of the three of them. Raylan is going to pass away. I got to get that together. But yes, they are very much terrified of what's to come next. They didn't sign up for this. They really don't know what's going on. They just know that they are, from what Nadine has told them, they are defenders of the demigods here. They're defenders of the witches. They are defenders of the goddess, and they are angels. They are fighters, but they are terrified now. One of the people that they thought was invincible, because they've been told that they are invincible, has passed away at war. They have essentially killed a god. And I feel like the angels are very much terrified about that. They are scared, and Nadine's probably, trying to save face and be like, it's all fine. the war is almost done. We've essentially won most of the battles. It's only a matter of time before Arwen remains queen, and the pretender Moira will no longer remain on that throne. She will no longer remain as queen. I can promise you that. Um, and it's, she's basically trying to placate her nobles here, but as we all know, that won't settle anything. And just I might add, just for the future references, Clara, Bella, and Luna are already looking at Nadine a little sideways after the execution of Isabel. I don't feel like they agree with that. They do not agree with that. They felt like it was a very rash decision of her. But we're gonna see more of discontentment next episode, guys. The episode after that, actually. But anyway, my name is Ronald the Simmer, you all, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.